Hello everyone, and welcome back to English Talk channel. My name is Anna, and I'm really happy to have you here with us today. No matter where you're watching from, we hope you're feeling comfortable, relaxed, and ready to practice some natural English conversation with us.
Hi, Anna, and hello to everyone listening right now. My name is Leo, and it's always great to be back here. Today's episode feels especially useful because it's about something we all experience every single day, even if we don't always talk about it in detail.
That's true. Today's topic is very familiar, very practical, and perfect for everyday conversations. We're going to talk about your typical day, what you usually do from morning to night.
And before we jump into the conversation, we want to quickly remind you, if you enjoy these episodes and find them helpful for your English learning, please like this video, subscribe to English Talk channel, and share it with someone who's also practicing English.
Your support really helps us continue creating new content and reaching learners all around the world. So thank you so much for being here.
All right, Anna, let's get started. Talking about a typical day sounds simple, but many learners actually feel unsure about how much to say or how to organize their thoughts.
Exactly. Some people give very short answers while others don't know where to stop. But today, we'll show how this kind of conversation can flow naturally, just like it would between friends or coworkers.
So, Anna, let me ask you the question directly. What does a typical day look like for you?
Well, most days start fairly early for me. I usually wake up around 6:30 in the morning, not because I love waking up early, but because I enjoy having a calm start to the day. I like having time to wake up slowly instead of rushing out the door.
That makes sense. Having a quiet morning can really change the mood of the whole day. What's the first thing you usually do after you wake up?
The first thing I do is stretch a little and open the window to let in some fresh air. After that, I make a cup of coffee and spend a few minutes checking my messages or reading the news, just to see what's happening in the world.
That sounds very peaceful. My mornings are a bit different. I wake up closer to 7:30, and I usually jump straight into the shower. It helps me feel awake and ready to start the day.
I can understand that. After my coffee, I get dressed and prepare a simple breakfast. I don't like heavy meals in the morning, so I usually have something light, like fruit, yogurt, or toast.
I'm pretty similar in that way. I don't have a big appetite early in the morning either. Once breakfast is done, I usually sit down at my desk and plan my day. I like writing a short to-do list so I don't forget anything important.
Really helps. On weekdays, after breakfast, I usually start working around 8:30. Since I work from home most days, I try to create a routine that feels structured, even though I'm not going anywhere.
That's a good point. Working from home can be comfortable, but it's easy to lose track of time if you don't have a clear schedule. What kind of tasks do you usually work on in the morning?
Mornings are when I feel most focused, so I usually do my most important tasks first. That might include preparing lessons, answering emails, or recording content. I try not to multitask too much because it can be distracting.
I completely agree with that approach. In my case, mornings are often filled with meetings or classes. I spend a lot of time speaking, listening, and taking notes, which can be tiring, but also very engaging.
By late morning, I usually take a short break. I step away from the screen, stretch, and sometimes make another cup of coffee or tea. Those small breaks really help me stay productive.
They really do. Around noon, I start thinking about lunch. I usually prefer simple meals during the week, something quick but healthy. Cooking something complicated in the middle of the day feels like too much for me.
I feel the same way. Lunch is usually something easy, like a salad, soup, or leftovers from the night before. After lunch, I try to take a short walk if the weather's nice. It helps clear my head.
That's a great habit. After lunch, the afternoon can feel a little slower. I notice that my energy drops, so I try to schedule lighter tasks during that time, like organizing files or responding to messages.
Yes, afternoons can be challenging. I usually continue working until around 5 or 6 in the evening, depending on the day. Some days feel very full, while others are more relaxed.
What happens after work for you? How do you usually spend your evenings?
In the evening, I like to slow down. I usually start by preparing dinner. Cooking helps me relax, especially when I don't rush. I often listen to music or a podcast while I'm in the kitchen.
That sounds nice. I don't cook every evening, but when I do, I try to enjoy the process. Other nights, I might order food or keep things very simple.
After dinner, I usually spend some time doing something I enjoy. That could be reading, watching a series, or just sitting quietly. I try not to spend too much time on my phone, although it's not always easy.
I can relate to that. In the evenings, I often watch something light, especially if the day was busy. Sometimes I also review what I did during the day and think about what I need to do tomorrow.
That reflection time is important. Before going to bed, I usually prepare a few things for the next morning, like choosing my clothes or cleaning up my workspace. It makes the next day feel easier.
That's a smart habit. I usually go to bed around 11. Before sleeping, I try to read a few pages of a book instead of looking at a screen. It helps me relax and fall asleep faster.
I do something similar. A calm bedtime routine really makes a difference. On weekends, though, my routine changes quite a bit.
How are your weekends different from your weekdays?
Weekends are much more flexible. I usually wake up later and don't follow a strict schedule. I spend more time with family or friends, and I allow myself to be more spontaneous.
That's one of the best parts of the weekend. I also try to catch up on hobbies that I don't have time for during the week, like playing sports, exploring new places, or just resting.
Rest is so important. A typical day doesn't have to be busy to be productive. Sometimes doing less is exactly what we need.
That's a great way to look at it. Talking about your typical day is really about sharing your lifestyle and what matters to you.
Now, to everyone watching and listening, this is a great topic for practice. You can talk about your morning routine, your work or studies, your meals, and how you relax in the evening.
You don't need to speak quickly or perfectly. What matters is expressing yourself clearly and comfortably.
We'd love to hear from you. In the comments, try writing a few sentences about your typical day. You can keep it simple and honest. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today.
We look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone, and happy learning.
Take care, keep practicing, and we'll see you very soon.